Here's what I would also tell you. I'll tell you, first of all, network marketing is not perfect. It's just better. Second, if you're going to do it, decide to be a professional. Third, like any profession, you need to develop some skills. Fourth, anything worthwhile takes time. You can relax, understand that you're going to build some skills, but also you can earn while it's taking time. Don't get me wrong. But to become an expert takes time. It never ceases to amaze me in network marketing. One of the things that we need to change in network marketing is a person who starts a traditional business, their expectation is to maybe break even in their, number one, invest a lot of money. Number two, maybe break even in their first year. Number three, in 3, 4, 5 years, get their initial investment back. And then number four, after that, hope to have a profit. That's a traditional business model. Everybody accepts it. It's part of the world. Nobody questions it. It just is what it is. But in network marketing, everybody expects to get in month 1, get their money back in month 2, make a profit in month 3, and in month 4, they're rich. And if that doesn't happen, they're just all bent out of shape. Why do you think the rules of the world aren't going to apply here? Now, you can definitely accelerate things based upon the old model, but it's still going to take time. And it's okay. We're not selling magic beans here. You can't just drop a couple beans in the ground and up goes the beanstalk all the way into the heavens and you climb up there and you grab your gold. It doesn't work that way. You got to build the beanstalk. You don't just drop it into the ground and dump some water on it. Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers said it takes 10,000 hours for a person to become an expert at anything. 10,000 hours, which works out to 5 years at how many hours a day? 40 hours a week for 5 years to become an expert at network marketing. I think that's about accurate. Part-time, a little longer. Your income might take a lucky jump between now and those 10,000 hours. You might be in the right place at the right time. Your company's got momentum. You hit lightning in a bottle. But if you want to keep the money, continue to become an expert. My first 90 days, I made some money. My first 90 days, my first month's check was $7,400. My second month's check was $12,200 back in 1988. My third month's check was $1,098.60. I had my little spike, and then reality set in. So your income might take a lucky jump, but don't count on it. Some of you are in the middle of a run of a lifetime. Do not get lazy in the middle of your run, because the income will come back down to the level of expert that you actually are. Give it some time, it will do it. The best in the world stay focused on being a professional. Anything worthwhile takes time. And we have to do better at the marketing of our profession to be able to let people know it's okay. You know, instead of the 40-year plan, we have a 40-week plan. Well, that's not really true. You know, it's okay. You know what I found out in the marketing of network marketing? People respond very well to saying you're going to have to work hard. They're okay with that. So long as there's a plan, they're okay with, it's not going to be free and easy. Now, you'll get people to jump into your company, with the promise of, hey, it's simple, anybody can do it. All you got to do is talk to a couple people, they'll do the same thing, and they'll do the same thing. Pretty soon you can sit back, see the mansion, see the helicopter, see the airplane. That's possible, but what did you hear from this panel? They work hard. They work hard. Get rich quick, no work involved, this thing sells itself. None of those things are true. Not one of those phrases is true. Product sells itself. No, it doesn't. The company wouldn't need you. We sell our products. We promote our opportunities. We promote the things that can change our lives, right? We work. We get rich, but we earn it. We earn it. It wasn't given to us. The 1-3-5-7 formula. It's going to take you approximately 1 year for you to become competent and profitable in your business. Approximately 1 year. To learn the basics, pay for your product, cover your expenses to go to the events, make a few bucks, have some fun. It's going to take you about 3 years for you to be able to get to a six-figure income if you want to. And you're committed during those 3 years of consistent learning, consistent effort. It's going to take about 5 years for you to become a multiple six-figure earner. And it's going to take you about 7 years for you to become world-class. You go as high as you can imagine. That's about what it's going to take. Now, is that a bad plan in the real world? If they offered that, put it up on the billboards, is that a pretty good plan? Yes, there's a lot of work involved, there's a lot of dedication involved, a lot of skill development involved. But that's the reality of what it's going to take. So let's talk about how to learn. Let's take a few minutes and talk about how do you learn skills. If it's going to take time, how do you learn? There are some things that I've been lucky enough to absorb and use in my life that have really helped. One is to become an active student. Become an active student. What did you hear from the panel? All of the people on this panel were still students today. They're still learning. They're still taking notes. They're still in the front row. They are an active student. They are actively looking for ideas without distractions, which is a skill. Ideas that can help without bringing in distractions to the group. Become an active student. There's no good or bad experiences in network marketing, only learning experiences. So your job is to increase the number of experiences. There's no good, there's no bad, just learning experiences. So increase the number of experiences, increase your activity. If you increase the number of experiences, you can increase your learning by being an active student. Always learning, growing, and getting better. Never stop learning. Next. Model successful behavior. Here's what I need you to know. The hard work's been done for you. It's already been done. You don't have to think it all through and come up with these strategies and make it all happen. It's all been done for you. You don't need to invent or reinvent something. All the skills that you need are available at your fingertips with some desire. Now, there's some people who pretend to have the skills and don't. You know, they're selling something, whatever. They've got, oh, you haven't had success in this direction? I can solve that and give you some training in another direction. And you've got to be careful that you're modeling the right behavior. You're modeling somebody who's got the results that you want to get. Be careful, because a lot of people are very seductive in their words about, you know, hey, I can shorten this for you. Study. Study. There's a difference between, there's a personal growth epidemic in network marketing. And this is it. I've got my books here. I've got my audios here. I've got my videos here. I'm sitting in the event and I'm just absorbing. I'm kind of like in the audience watching a movie. Okay? It's just kind of wave upon wave of feel good. I feel a little bit better. Okay, do you? Okay. They've listened to that program a million times or whatever, but they haven't applied what they've learned to study. Take something deep. Go pick a skill and study that skill until you own it. Not just these waves of feel good. Study the skill until you have it in your bone marrow. You've got it cold, so you can teach it, you can show other people. It's on a subconscious level. You're ready to go. So study. Use audio, but use it to study, not just to feel good. Use books. Use them to study a particular skill set, not just to feel good. video to study, online to study, events to study. Not because you could spend 10 years kind of getting wave after wave of passive personal development and not become world class at anything. You're kind of generally a little bit better with your attitude on everything, but you're not prepared really to lead because you haven't studied. Be careful of distractions. In our online world, there's a million people going to be offering a million things. They're on every advertising page. That you're getting emails with it. Your Facebook friends are talking about this special whiz-bang thing. Be focused on your study agenda. What are the skills that you must study and focus on? Focus on those skills. Ignore the rest until those skills are mastered. Until you master these 7 skills that we talked about over this weekend, do not look to anything else. Nothing. Master these 7 and let the rest of it go. I'm sorry, right now I'm focusing on finding prospects. Right now I'm focusing on inviting. I'm going to become the best in the world at inviting. I'm focused on becoming a great presenter. I'm focused on following up and teaching other people how to do the same thing. I'm focused on getting people started effectively. I'm focused on building for events. Don't talk to me. I got to go interview some people that are great at getting people to events. Focused. Avoid going down the rabbit hole with these little fancy ideas that promise a shortcut. There's other skills to develop. There's leadership things that we need to develop. There's things like that. But until you learn those basic 7 and you have them mastered, none of them are important, in my opinion. Practice, practice, practice. There's a thing called activity knowledge. Most of the learning in network marketing is in the doing. You getting out there and just do it and learn and do it and grow. Don't wait for the skills. That's just avoidance behavior. Well, once I get the skills, once I study it, once I master it, then I will go out there and apply it. No, you're going to study, yes, but you're going to learn more from the doing than you are from the study. There's only so much you can learn by trying to absorb it and study it. You've got to go out there and actively do it. Here's a good phrase for you. It's hard to look good and get better at the same time. Let go of that. Hard to look good and get better at the same time. This is one of the biggest ones of my whole life. It's a concept called plan, do, review. Myself and another guy, we were looking for a network marketing product back in the early 90s. And we traveled all over the country. And we found this organization called the High Scope Educational Research Foundation in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And they had this progressive way of teaching children how to learn more effectively. And they presented it. It didn't turn into a network marketing product, but their presentation to me of what this really did blew my mind. He said, here's what they teach every day in school. When the kids come in, at the beginning of the day, they make a plan for their day. And then they do their plan for the day. And at the end of the day, they review their results so they can make a better plan for tomorrow. And I went, oh, that's really good for kids. But all I was thinking about is, that's amazing for me. If I want to learn a skill, all I have to do is apply that, like applying a knife to a grinding wheel. If I apply that knife to the grinding wheel, it's going to make that knife sharp. My axe is going to get sharp by plan, do, review. The plan, do, review is the wheel going around one time. And then you plan, do, review, the wheel goes around another time. A little sharper, a little better. Because if I make a plan to go invite somebody, here's my plan, here's my little approach, here's what I'm going to do. I do it, and then afterwards, just like Bill Austin says, I debrief myself. I looked through everything that I could have done better, what I did good, what I did bad, what worked, what didn't work, what could I improve, and I use that to make a better plan. And I do it again and 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 again, understanding that over time I'll get great. So if you're building for a destination event in your company, make a plan to do that. Do it and then review it as soon as the event is over. How can I do better? I'm already doing that 1,000 different ways with this weekend's event. You know, we're in the process of do, and I'm already reviewing how we're going to be better for next time. That's why every event you come to that we do will always be better than the last one and always be better than the last one, because this is part of our DNA. Plan, do, review. Choose a skill you want to develop, make a plan, do your plan, review your results to see how you can do better, and repeat. This is the simplest but most powerful little concept for skill development, learning, that I've ever had in my life. It's worked for 20 years. It's helped to shape me, who I am. It's also helped millions of other people do the same thing from this little high-scope educational research foundation in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Plan to review. That little secret changed my life. And one more on how to learn. Teaching. If you teach, you'll absorb. If you teach, you will learn. If you teach, it'll burn a groove in your brain. If you teach, you have to prepare. If you teach, it's one of the best ways in the world to learn. If you want to master something, teach it. You don't have to master it first. Just start teaching it, and you will master it. Take good notes. Start teaching. And that teaching, your own words will be training you. Even if you're reading the words off of the paper from somebody else's notes, it will start programming your mind for success in whatever skill that you're trying to promote. You get the benefit of repetition. The other person hears it once, you get to hear it 1,000 times. Start wherever you are and grow from there. Start wherever you are and grow from there. Last thing on how to learn. Your associations, the people you hang out with. They'll either help you grow or they will stop you from growing, or they'll slow your growth down. They have a huge impact on your growth. You got to be so careful of your associations when you're growing and you're learning. The law of association says you're going to become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So find a way to get in front of people who are better at inviting, people who are better at presenting, people who are better at following up, people who are better at building for events. If you hang out with people who are great at building for events, guess what? You're going to become great at building for events. Just by osmosis, it's going to happen. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And what you can do about that, the most positive thing you can do about that is expand your association with people who are powerful. Simple as that. Expand your association with people who have the skills that you want. And let me talk to you about, we talked about network marketing. Isn't perfect, it's just better. If you're going to do it, be a professional. Like any profession, there are skills you need to develop. Anything worthwhile takes time. And what I will tell you also, it's all worth it. It's worth it. The work, the effort, what this profession will do for you, it's worth it. Number one, for the career you're going to create. The career. Why do I dislike the word industry and I love the word profession? One says we're dabbling in this little project. The other one says, no, this is a career. This is a profession. This is like a designation like a doctor has. This is real stuff. And we are network marketing professionals. The career you'll create, here's the thing that I know. Regardless of circumstance, and there will be heartbreak in almost everybody's career, in any career path. There will be heartbreak. You'll experience some of that pain. But if you develop your skills, your career will make a place for you. You'll be fine. Your career as a professional, if your company blows up, you'll be able to find a company that aligns with your interests, and you'll be able to go help people there because you're a professional, not because you were in the right place, the right time, great positioning, whatever, ground floor nonsense. The career you'll create. Number 2, the freedom you'll enjoy. The freedom. If I were to describe network marketing in one word, it would be freedom. Freedom to not have to compromise. Freedom to choose what you want to do with your time. Freedom to have choices. Freedom to be able to move and do what you want to do when you want to do it. Freedom to be able to help other people. Freedom to be who you were meant to be, because most jobs will not allow you to be what you are meant to be. Your value to the organization is to be a function, not to be your best self. You're to solve a problem for them, not to be your best self. The freedom you're going to enjoy. Number 3, the lives you're going to touch. Legacy, impact, contribution, being a citizen of the world, being connected to other human beings, seeing them light up, seeing their stories. Like on the panel, the stories that I saw touched me, like they always do. And those are just a few examples. I know that we've been connected. Some of us, we might not know each other well, but we know each other well. You know what I mean? We're connected on almost a family level. And we'll continue to be connected.
Super stuff here. I cannot encourage you more, to participating in as many events as possible that you ever can, being online so much as we are now as internet marketeers, online marketeers, doing everything online, internet wise, on a distance from people and not always being, person to person. And we try and interact and become good affiliates and good people online, and interact with people within this huge trend of attraction marketing. Tick off this video for you now. Make sure you have that off your list. You come through all the 7 videos and even the first one we had with programming your mind. And again, if you haven't got Eric's book, I will really encourage you to go to his page and get the book, and get that and study it. Have it as your little handbook of things you need to know, and read through it. Get the electronic version so you have it with you. So if you ever come into a situation where you need to fresh yourself up, you can really easily do that here. Okay, so let's get back on a later session with some new stuff and some new education. Go back to networkersgopro.com, our team page, and cover all the stuff, and go to Eric's page, networkmarketingpro.com, and get hold of his book and subscribe to some of the good stuff that he has. Okay, thank you very much for getting all of that value. I hope you really got value out of it, and this was the end of these 8 video sessions, actually the video number 0 and the 1 to 7 that you came through here now with GoPro, and you really trust that you've been now becoming a good knowledge base to become a network marketing professional, and let us all go out there and rule the world. Okay, see you right back as soon as we see each other here. Okay, bye-bye.